So this is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Um, Rogue Trader, of course, being the first and best facet of the whole 40k thing. Because originally, when they first started doing their whole space spin-off of Warhammer, the thought was this is going to be like a role-playing game setting. So what if you're just some kind of weird space pirate doing your own thing in this setting full of just horrible fascist space empires? And then later they kind of started leaning on the empires themselves. That looks pretty good. That's impressive color blindness options there. So I figured out a while ago that by random coincidence, the trans pride flag colors are all very distinct from each other in with any form of color blindness. And I see that we're using that for the font size test. That's very good. So pink, cyan, white. If you ever need three colors, they're gonna be distinguishable for everybody. Those are the ones to go with. And there's other options too, but that's a set that works. I am scrolling past so many Eagles tonight. Oh, Owlcat, okay. They did the Pathfinder RPGs. Which are a lot as far as complexity goes. Meow, 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 meow. Yes, yes, yes. We got a truckload of difficulty options. I'm going to assume they're all fine. That water is running. Do I have to come in there and double check that it's running for you? I will. I'll come in. No. Hey, man. What do you want? What do you want? Oh, actually, it is time for his medication, so one second. I'll get that for him. You're right. older cat, he needs to have these twice a day, like, big, awful thyroid medication tablets that, like, are way too big to actually, like, get down his throat. But fortunately, someone came up with this idea to make this, like, cat Go-Gurt, where it's just this, like, liquefied, goopy cat treat stuff in a tube. And so I just crush the pill down with a little makeshift mortar and pestle, mix it into that, and he is good to go. So I feel like I have to make a character, because this is like Owlcat Games' whole thing is like really advanced character creation stuff. Or maybe not that advanced. Oh, we're so low. So, okay, we got some looks here. That's a pretty good one. Oh, we won't pick probably. What sort of fancy space pirate captain are we gonna have here? It's really hard to top. Yeah, okay. That matches the portrait, that's fine. Won't have to be here all day. Do need some like crazy space pirate tattoos though. Oh, I only can pick one? Oh no, I can pick 5. Okay. Do. Pink, okay. Definitely able to see that. What else? I guess I'm pretty well covered. Nothing for legs, not too much hair. I don't want any cool cyber bits. Who doesn't like a robot-y lower jaw? Yeah, I gotta go with that one.
We need to investigate.
The higher will has guided us to triumph.
This could be an opportunity.
Through chaos I stride. Gaze upon the powers of the veil.
Sure. Okay. You want to look somewhere that sucks, or 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 somewhere that sucks. So I'll have a whole bunch of stuff with them. Who doesn't like space, though? Yeah, let's see. Lucky and all, and sort of unlucky, and yeah, this seems fun. I start with this, apparently. Sure, okay. Don't want to spend forever on this. Okay. Want the really cool hat? Oh. I mean... Oh, that's also a good hat. You know, get the fancy hair feathers. Get a lot of plans. Sure. What? cool thing that I do. Yes. What thing sucked? Yeah. Okay. Da-da-da. Carousing is very important. And athletics is fun and everything, so yeah, okay. Meow, 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 meow. Hi. Hi. Meow, meow. So now comes the point where we put in the points. You want to get up here? There you go. Okay, some room. You good? You good? Yeah? Okay. So let's see. What just seems fun? Where? Where? Some points into charisma. Some points into stab. And some points into shoot. There we go. There's also skills, which are spending those same point pool. Because this is very important. Okay, because like, yeah, we gotta get smacked in the face with the tail. Gotta make sure carousing is up there. Yeah, this is probably all fine. I get to name a ship, also important. Since I'm not actually working for the Emperor, I can call it whatever I want to. I'm not gonna call this. What it is. There we go. Well, these are just... You're just giving Golden Girls now. If I want some old-timey woman's name, I can use my own. Thank you. Okay. It's soup. So I'm now fairly certain they've heard good things about somebody who didn't work on it, and that's also good to know. I'd like to actually play one of the tabletop books too, of like either Rogue Trader or like Warhammer Fantasy one of these days. I hear good things about them, and like I know there was like a long period of time when they just like did not do a new edition because they didn't feel the need to for like 30 years, something like that. Nobody does that. Unless it was just they were distracted by the war game stuff. Which could be. That's a level of character customization too that I'm okay with. Just a lot of picking background stuff, which I can just kind of go off vibes. I do think Alcat's Pathfinder stuff is like maybe a little too close to how the actual tabletop works. And I like the actual tabletop, but like it's overwhelming to make a character in that from scratch. At least while I'm trying to stream something. That was 100% for a long time, just saying. You comfy. There you go. It's kind of funny that it ended the night with a Warhammer game because I started the night with Wolfenstein 2, and that like blatantly steals the Space Marine armor to prove a point of like like the Empire in Warhammer is like super fascist, right?
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here.
Weird you have a tooltip on.
Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity. My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention.
It's gonna be a huge jerk.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before. I am afraid I wouldn't be able to hide my familiarity with who you are and where you come from, no matter how respectful I try to be of you and your wishes. After all, it is my primary duty to be well informed. Moreover, whatever bloodline name you used before, it no longer matters much. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor. There is, and you will meet him soon enough. But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Good UI calls with the candles and the seal all over the place. And the skulls. Gotta have skulls.
The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
That random character typing thing is gonna get old quick. What else we got in here? Lack of stuff. A talent tree of some sort. I guess picking an alignment of sorts gets you some stuff over time. sounds really fun. Some stuff and some things. Okay, pick a new class, level 16. You got some factions. Characters with me. Okay. We got here journal, map. I know how the map works. We got a big old lore book. Not reading any of this. Got cargo. Ooh. We can put personal information. Okay. Follow Kurt Vonnegut here. Sometimes you can click on things. Sometimes you can hold tab, see what they are.
What lies beyond?
So this is making me like really appreciate trying out Planescape Torment for the first time a while ago, and like how engaged I was with all the random NPCs at the start of that. Here, just talking to me, this doesn't feel like a mean character. What was that? Hop. Oh.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
No, you know.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
These things happen. There's people to deal with it, it's fine.
Cower before the mind unhinged!
I picked a good voice. We're just gonna keep saying that, huh? Are we doing the XCOM / Shadowrun thing? Or no, probably not. Wow, you guys suck. Cover, but
Shattered foes in my wake.
oh, now you tell me. To attack with the attack button.
Let's see.
Thank God, no. I just looking at it? I was hoping to, like, fire it.
Schemes, schemes, and schemes.
You have any movement left?
Let's see.
Okay, that's a bullet count, not movement points, okay. I guess I'm done then. No, there isn't someone in melee range. There isn't someone who doesn't have a melee weapon, apparently. Oh, they're fine. Just engage a little bit here. Now. That's nice.
A wicked thought. I won't sully myself with that.
I guess I'm done. Yeah. Second move. No. Okay. Boon is just like, you know, one shot at it. Okay. Not you fancy.
For the glory of the Imperium!
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Awkward to load into being able to do stuff. Oh, and I healed up combat automatically. That's nice to know.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread. There will be no peace in my wake.
Yeah, going the right way, right?
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Mm-hmm.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Thorough, but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years. Yet you speak of several.
Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. Or do you suggest that we use heretics, who are an offense to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants. Well, I find your company disagreeable, and yet I am forced to endure such.
Edelthrad,
Oh, do you
I
default to
believe
the
I
I'm
gave
better
you an
than you
assignment
are?
on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here? Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of
big
the
shoulder
question
pads.
I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted
guess
an
not relatively
opportunity
speaking.
to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a
I do like the
most
short version of this being
sacred
just
relic.
very in character.
The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And naturally, some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. One could not in good faith describe your background as one of exemplary service to the Imperium.
Yeah. Give me a sword and a spaceship and some rum.
I am intrigued by you and your past. To have survived and prospered between the letters of the law is a rare achievement among those in our circle. You are skilled in the art of taking risks and cutting corners. Trust me when I say that you will have sufficient opportunity to apply this talent for the
We did
good
have a
of
little,
the
like,
house.
you know, throwaway fight before. This is still a very, very wordy intro.
Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the von Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
I like that we're doing the whole thing of the, you know, wiki words, but, like, we're not really explaining much of this at all. The warp, yeah, you know, the other place you go when you warp somewhere. Oh, I should mention that.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Okay.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
I got to name a spaceship. I want to play in that spaceship. I think this is a reasonable thing to ask for. You guys will have to wait your turn. We got something else going on over here.
Oh, you poor souls!
Let the blood flow!
For now.
I'm gonna stand there.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
My faith strengthens me. To the heretics!
I serve the ruinous
Music's nice.
I am your doom.
Ugh. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Okay. Oh, we are doing this like Pirates XCOM style. Okay. There's a couple there. So take the second best spot here. Getting more scared. Yeah, like the music is like hitting a nice sweet spot between like overly grandiose and, you know, dull.
Crush the feeble.
Death to the weak! Out of my way!
What is the ringing?
Gotta hurt.
My place is at the fall. Reduced to dust.
Weapon at the ready.
People are very, very chatty though.
Die!
Got a bunch of stuff going on, really. Oh. You see. Just like literally the one left.
A wicked thought. Look out. For the Imperium!
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
Can we stop using this, game designers?
Didn't
I mean, I
bat
guess it's
an eye
okay
when that
in
scum
40K,
burst
but-
onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
So I do really like the idea of just like, yeah, this ship is so huge we don't really know if there's like whole rebel factions or monsters on it.
Mort has gone on ahead to
You
clear
know.
a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Not this big for practical reasons, just it's neat. So, that's how you get space hulks. Just too much ship. Anyway. There we go. do like being able to just like move on the map like that if you wanna be bothered. I appreciate this is also just, you know, going on. It's not my problem. Is that not looking here? Apparently not.
They will see. Oh, yes, they all will see.
That's being handled.
Ah, thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Kunrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
I'm hoping to get to some actual other form of gameplay besides just combat and talking.
We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the engineering regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
There's no looking on the map more.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side.
Oh, good.
Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring
Who doesn't love
Edelflaed
flamethrower
back,
guns?
I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psyker powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you. Then move out! Mort, come.
Some good peak physics there. All things considered.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. Oh, certainly. Lady Theodora would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
I mean, that was the other reason I wanted to be in front. That's fun. It's sadly realistic. It's just what order of magnitude of money do I have, and then not actually pay for things. I'm also just never a fan of shopping in RPGs. It's just kind of tedious.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful. You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or
I'm also kind of confused by like the overall premise here of just like I got a bunch of kids out in space. I should round them up and make them do stuff for me.
We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power, the sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel. On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, fond Valencius.
No, that's my line.
The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
I don't like any of these.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
The important thing is they'd have to say okay. the skull bite you.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance? Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, that's just fun.
There is still another way.
Those are big candles.
Escort the child of the house to safety. Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations. Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable.
I guess I have to ask.
Unable to establish two-way connection.
Much as I prefer to just like assume that everybody already works for me.
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by. Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
This is being like very, very like covering all the bases with tutorial stuff. Yeah, I already covered that. So that was a fun little bit there.
Run, fools, or fall!
Nice. And like this kind of RPG, like any sort of like camera work or doing something with the models is always impressive to me.
How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this? What? Serving the gods of the war? Kunrad is a heretic. Oh, Voidfear, you void rat. Madness. And this mutiny is likewise his doing, no doubt. Saint's blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
So many tutorial pop-ups, holy cow. Anyway.
I am at your service.
Alright, so what was that about healing injuries?
Look no further.
To the ordinary, I am an enigma.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treaties on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
Your efforts are...
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the wall and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive. Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home,
Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward! Don't you dare to cross us!
Come to chaos!
Okay. So at this point, oh, this point we'll actually like set up for the fight. That's nice. We're both kind of melee-ish, so this might as well try
Guides me.
playing Flame Axe.
Death to non-believers.
I'd rather not. It will be done. I took care of this one. I will do my duty.
I guess I'm done with him. Yeah, no voice, okay. Press in his turn.
Such is the will of chaos.
I have some things here. Well,
Achieve in their despair.
good stuff. I guess I'll have to settle for just like cutting down 3 people at once. Reasonably put combat.
Indeed.
I'm powerless to act. The storm approaches. Another one is shattered.
Yeah. So I feel that's a pretty good taste of that. Decent, straightforward RPG. Just retaking over this big crazy spaceship that you kind of maybe own by the end. Yeah, it's fun enough. It is also very late.